Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to ETSK Tutorials, and this is Robot Zombies Alpha Update number 5. So this episode is kind of an exciting update, but also kind of medium. I don't know whether you'll find this exciting or not. There's really nothing, I don't know, it depends on what you consider exciting or not, but technologically and just technically, I find this episode pretty exciting because Robot Zombies should be running much faster now. I basically split everything up into scenes. And yeah, I've been receiving tons of people just telling me, hey, the game is really laggy. Like, so many people have told me how laggy the game is. I'm fully aware of how laggy the game is. And I think I've narrowed down the problem as to why it's that laggy. And to show you, I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the layer levels so that we can see everything that is inside this game. As of alpha update number 4, the way that the game worked is that everything loaded into one scene, and everything was just in one scene. And as you can see, there's kind of a lot of game objects, like kind of a lot. Like each one of these filing cabinets is a separate game object. I got like computers everywhere. I got, you know, there's just so many game objects, just as you can see. Like, I can't even count how many game objects are in here. There's got to be at least like 2,000-3,000. I don't even know. It's just so many, and that was definitely what was making the game lag, or at least contributing to the lag of the game. So I have split up the game into multiple scenes, and why don't I go ahead and go to the first scene to show you the reduction of the number of game objects in the scene. So as you can see in this scene, I deleted everything because this is the very first scene, and this is the part where you fly around and you can look at the facility before you actually enter it. So for this scene, I deleted everything that is indoors or inside a building, because you couldn't really see those game objects. And as you can see, that made a lot less game objects. And let's go to another scene, like scene 2. Let's see what the game objects look like in that one. You know, a little bit more game objects, but still not nearly as many as the before I started deleting things. So as you can see in here is where we start getting to indoors, and we go around here, and I added these doors here because I wanted doors to lock behind you as you load into a new scene to stop you from backtracking, because if you were to backtrack, then you would just start walking into empty rooms with no game objects in them. And that would be a weird, sort of glitchy experience, so I make doors lock behind you, and that seems to be a pretty standard thing that's in a lot of video games. So as you can see, like from this point here, why don't I turn on the layer, or the level layer, so that you can see a little bit more what's going on. But as you can see, if you go to look through this door, you can still see down the hallway, and you can still see game objects. But as you come around here, as you can see, whoops, went too fast. This is where I want to be. As you can see, the rooms start getting empty. So yeah, that's pretty much how everything works. Oh, it also had a dramatic effect on the AI pathfinding, because as you can see, enemies aren't going to be around this area, so I didn't put any of these green cells in these areas, so that dramatically reduced the number of cells that are in each scene. Oh, excuse me, I have a cold. But anyways, that dramatically reduced the number of cells in each scene, so that dramatically reduced the amount of pathfinding calculations that the enemies had to make, and so that is definitely a lot faster on the CPU going through all of that. I had to add these doors in here. They're a little bit weird and skewed, but I think they look alright. So that once you walk through here and run into this big pink block, basically it'll just load you into the next scene. So when you load into the next scene, it is your player, and everything else is a new game object. The only game object that actually goes between scenes is this game object right here called music. And I'll open up Mono Develop so that you can see the really simple line of code that I added. Where is it? Yes. Oh, don't destroy on load game object. So very simple function right there. Basically, you just put that in your, I guess you can probably put it pretty much anywhere inside of the script, like inside of the awake function, inside of the start function, inside of the update function. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm pretty sure you can stick it anywhere. And basically, if you just say don't destroy game object, and because it's lowercase, we're talking about the game object that this script is attached to, it will not destroy that game object when it loads a new scene. But you have to be careful using that function, because if you go back and forth between scenes, then you will start getting duplicates of that game object. So basically, I just use this game object to make sure all of the music runs smoothly and some of the voice acting runs smoothly as we go from scene to scene. And then to carry over the player's weapon and ammunition count. Well, I guess it doesn't matter where they are in the level, because I have a predetermined spot where it spawns the player. So like, let me go find player capsule, fly over here. So this scene, your player spawns right here, because you walk through that pink brick thing. Actually, I think I need to move this guy just a little bit forward. Just touching up things before I release the game. But yeah, as you walk through the brick, then it loads the next scene, and you spawn right there. So basically, it just spawns you in the general area where I think that the player is most likely going to be as it goes from one scene to the next. So why don't I give a demonstration? Oh, another awesome thing about this update is now the game loads just so much faster. So I'm going to skip to scene 1, because I don't actually want to go through that beginning cutscene again. So do you see how fast that loaded? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, or I'm not sure some of you have, but I'm sure some of you haven't seen my tutorial videos using robot zombies, where I keep on having to say, I'm going to cut the video while the game loads because it takes so long to load, but that was instantaneous. So now the game loads a lot faster, and it's a lot better. So I'm just going to continue to play the game until I load one scene, and die. Okay, got him. What gun do I want to use? I want to use the shotgun, which is on the table over here. So yeah, I don't know how I only have a... I hate listening to my own voice acting while I'm trying to talk. It's pretty annoying. I think I might have just jumped over a trigger that actually triggers enemies, so there's no enemies in this room because I made that jump. Alright, well, I guess that saved me a little bit of time. So let's kill him, and then we will kill him. And these doors are automatically unlocked, but I will show you in a second when I go to the next scene. They're going to lock behind me to make sure I can't backtrack. So hopefully that will be pretty... I can't think of what word I'm thinking of, but hopefully that'll make things all smooth and, you know, get rid of the glitchiness. So here is where it loads. And as you can see, or as you can hear, the music is still going. And I started in the same spot that I was, or not the exact same spot, but just the spot where I chose, where I thought, wait, what's going on? Oh wait, alright, I can't tell if my screen, okay, I'm still recording. I just got confused for a second because my frame rate jumped up. That was a little bit weird, but anyways, so if I jump down here, we are actually in a different scene than we were a few moments ago, and that is why the doors are locked, because in this particular scene, I set these doors to be locked. So there's nothing fancy going on there. There's no code that wasn't already in place. The only code that I had to fix up was to make sure that the beginning cutscene would work and would only work when I wanted it to, and I deleted it in all the other scenes, and I had to make sure the music would transfer over correctly. And I had to make sure that the guns would, you would keep the same gun in between loading. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much everything to show from this update. I don't think that I updated anything else in the game. My next update, I need to add some sound effects. I need to start working on sound effects. That is something I've been putting off for the longest time, and I think it's the lack of sound effects is really holding this game back from its potential. So I think once it has sound effects, it will be like more like 99% complete and feel a little bit more complete. Because right now, that's the only sound effect, and that is a piece of crap sound effect. I made that in 2 seconds. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to show off in this update. So hopefully it runs faster, and hopefully there are less crashes. Definitely, if you guys could test it out and let me know, that would be awesome, because I would really like to know how much performance increase this update has, and just whether or not it is still crashing for people, because I want to get rid of that crashing issue. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to say. So until my next episode, I'll see you guys later, and keep making games.